Dennis Lynch Unfiltered. As soon as I heard about Dennis's new show, I immediately thought of Tombstone, Arizona. Back in 2013, Dennis was talking to a group of Writers USA members, and he looked us square in the eye and told us he didn't necessarily agree with all of our strategies. And it was at that moment I knew Dennis wasn't a politically correct person, because Dennis told us what we needed to hear, not what we wanted to hear. Dennis, thanks for talking to us, and we look forward to Unfiltered.
President Barack Hussein Obama promised to fundamentally change America, and he's done a great job. He's used immigration to do it all. The question is, why? Why does the mainstream media ignore his actions? Last summer, I went to Texas and watched thousands of illegal aliens walk right through into America, and then they were bussed around as if it were like, Disneyland. Ultimately, they landed near you, right? And all without having even one health check. I told Megyn Kelly of Fox News on that day that I didn't know whether I had to make more films or run for office, because nobody in Washington, D.C. was or is willing to stop the flow. Next week, here on Newsmax TV, the most powerful, alarming film I have ever made about immigration, They Come to America 3, The Cost of Obama's Legacy, will be broadcast on TV for the very first time. Here is a preview.
A family unit brought in, processed, takes several hours to do so. They will be sent to a bus station, and there are rumors they are sometimes paid for to travel in furtherance, and even given money to move in furtherance from the government, or it's provided by somebody else. These people are being fingerprinted, they will have a record, and they are being told to show up 30 days from now.
But their fingerprints and their record are attached to a name that we don't know is necessarily their real name.
That's correct.
You're fingerprinting everybody?
Everybody that's over the age of 14.
Okay. If a person comes in and his real name is Mohammed, and he comes across and he says his name is Miguel, do you have any way of knowing the difference between the two?
You never really can tell. We get this a lot with OTMs. They used to pretend to be Mexicans. Now we have Mexicans that are pretending to be OTMs.
So if somebody gives a false name, there's really no way for you to know whether it's a false name or not.
Unless they have an identification or they have a previous history, we have no way of identifying them. I mean, we get people that lie all the time. They'll tell you a fake name, they'll give you a fake birth date. There's no guarantees.
Of the people that will cross through maybe today, how many of them will lie to you about what their name is?
I'd say 25% of them. It's not safe to not screen these people.
So ICE is dropping them off?
Right here. Right here.
4 buses, 5 buses?
Yeah.
Just coming and just dropping them off?
Yeah. That's it.
They don't say anything to you like...
No. I know nothing.
Really?
We're here.
And then this place just gets overloaded?
And I'm just going like...
Did you always do this for families?
Absolutely not.
Bring them to bus stations? What did you used to do with families?
We used to deport them the way that we deported everybody else. Or we removed them the same way. If they had no legal status to be here, then we would send them back to their country of origin.
When did that change? When did you change to say, hey, if families come over, yeah, well, we want you to do this?
It began with the talk of amnesty.
When?
Last year.
Every day you go to work, do you have roll call?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so you have roll call every single day. It's always the same thing. Was there one day when the head guy stood up and said, "Listen, today when you catch families, we're not deporting. We're going to start sending these people through buses around the United States"?
Yes.
Do you remember that day?
Yes, I do.
So how was it said to you?
It was said that this is the procedure change. It's coming down from the top. They never specify who it comes from. But they said that we're going to be releasing the family units into the United States that are deemed not threats.
Did anybody raise their hand in that meeting and say, why?
Yes. I mean, agents will object all the time because we see it every day and we understand the potential threats.
So when you raised your hand and said why, what was the answer given back?
They said, this is the procedure, it's being passed down to us. So it's coming from above our station. It's not Border Patrol's choice. If it was Border Patrol's choice, we would send all these people back.
Why did you decide to talk to me? Why are you talking?
The United States needs to know what's going on at the forefront of these lines, and they need to hear it from someone that is not a political leader. And the country that I embrace and dearly love is being threatened.
Each of the illegal immigrants who are released into the general public are supposed to return to the courts within 30 days. Here's the shocker. More than 90% of them never show up. The media tried to sell the surge as a once-in-a-lifetime humanitarian crisis, but it wasn't. Fact is, the surge never stops. It happens every day. For the 1 hour you've been watching me, hundreds, if not thousands, of illegal aliens have crossed our borders. They have violated their visas, and nothing gets done about it. Watch this next clip as I visit Arizona and the ranchers for yet a third time. For the past 4 years, every October, I have come to this very spot in Naco, Arizona. Last year, I showed how it is that drug cartels are cutting open this fence with a saw. Nobody caught them, nobody stopped them. The cartels don't have to cut the fence anymore, because now the United States of America is making the holes for them at a time when ISIS and terror networks are working with the drug cartels. Look at this. There are 9 of these situations wide open in a 13-mile stretch of John Ladd's ranch. They could get through at any given time, and there are absolutely no Border Patrol agents where we are right now.
Why isn't there a Border Patrol parked here 24 hours a day? When you drive full-size pickup full of marijuana through openings like this, what else do you think can get through here?
How long has this been like this for?
Since the 1st of July.
And I was there in October, months like that. The terror attack in San Bernardino, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Americans will continue to die because of political correctness, and that's the fact. And it's not just the southern border. It's the refugee crisis and the student visas that we hand out like they're dollar bills. And all the millions of people coming in here each year, we just don't have the resources to handle it all. And if you agree with me, it doesn't mean that you're anti-immigrant. It means that you're pro-America. And now, I want to show you the northern border, because Canada is a breeding ground for terror cells.
I want to get good visuals. I'm trying to do something about terrorism coming through the border from Canada. Okay. Anything coming through here?
Yes.
Really?
Let me get out for a second so I can talk to you.
Okay. I know it's not easy.
It's frustrating, especially who we have in office right now. But anyway, we are aware of it.
Yeah.
We have smugglers use this very place.
How many of you guys are there along the whole strip?
That I can't tell you.
Okay.
That is classified.
That's classified.
Yeah.
I haven't seen many.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there are new terror arrests just across our border in Canada. Police picking up 10 young people suspected of trying to travel to Iraq and Syria to join ISIS.
We have a problem in Canada. We have extremist mosques, and we keep importing people from terrorist-affiliated countries by the tens of thousands each year without any basic screening, without daring to even ask them if they want to destroy us.
Canada's spy agency says Islamic extremists are a growing threat.
Currently, CSIS is aware of over 130 Canadians who are abroad in support of extremist activities, including approximately 30 in Syria alone.
Canada is exporting murder.
When I crossed the border, the ground sensors should trigger an alarm. I'm sure somebody will come soon, because that overhang you see is the front of the Customs and Border Protection Station. Now, maybe the sensors didn't go off, maybe they're buried under the snow, so I'll send some vibration and sound. I'm sure someone will come soon. This is very strange and disturbing.
I've been saying this for a long time. We have ourselves a greater problem than this country is prepared for, because I really do not think we are taking it seriously.
You're never going to see that on ABC, NBC, or CBS. When we come back, we conclude part one of our special program. Don't go away.